All right, so officially for everybody out there in the YouTube world, welcome to Survive to Thrive. Happy Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are training and coaching. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are script and role play. So if you're someplace where you can take notes, I want you to start over here. And that's a funnel. I know it doesn't look like a funnel, but it is. And at the top of the funnel, we have 83 million homeowners in the United States, roughly speaking. Now, in 2024, there were 4 million homes sold, which is the lowest number of homes that have been sold in the US in more than 20 years. However, it's still 4 million homes sold. Now, here's the question. Where do you think most real estate agents are spending their time and focus? Are they focused on chasing these 4 million sales, or are they focused on the 83 million homeowners? And if your answer was they're focused on the 4 million sales, your answer would be right. Sorry, Joe. That's what it should be. But in reality, most real estate agents are ignoring the 83 million homeowners, and they're so busy chasing these 4 million deals being done, calling for sell by owners, calling expired listings, circle prospecting, marketing for leads, which is things that I want you to do. And we spend time training and coaching on that every week here on Survive to Thrive. Today's message is just a little bit different. All right. If we were to focus on the 83 million homeowners, in other words, if we were to build relationships, the return is roughly 5%. So I want you to think of your database as your business. Your database is your business. Your business is your database. The size of your business is directly proportionate to the size of your database. So we're going to talk about building a big database today in order to do big business. Now we're going to start out here outside the database, way over here with this goofy little stick figure. And that's a haven't met. So that's anybody that you haven't met yet. They're a stranger. They're not somebody who knows you, and they definitely don't know that you're a real estate agent. And you've got a whole bunch of haven't mets out there. Now, every single day, you have an opportunity to add one new person to your database. By the way, if you did that over a year's time and you're working 250 days, that means you've added 250 people to your database. Now, just pull out a calculator and do the math. Take 250, multiply it by 5%. How many potential sales is that? Now, how do you add people to your database? Simple. Hey, Shannon, I'm a real estate agent. I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That simply means that I send them interesting and valuable information on the real estate market once a month, and I call every 3 or 4 months just to check in. Would it be okay if I add you to that group? Now, if I were to ask 10 people that question every day, is somebody going to say yes? The answer is yes. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Somebody's going to say yes, 100%. Now, here's the next question for you. How many of you asked 10 people that question yesterday? Not getting a lot of hands, right? So here's the next question. Why not? Maybe it's because you didn't know the script until I just taught it to you. Now you do. And you're standing in line at Starbucks and you get into a conversation with the person in front of you. Hey, by the way, I'm a real estate agent. I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That simply means that I send interesting and valuable information once a month. And I call every 3 months. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? Simple. All right. You're out door knocking, you're circle prospecting, which means you've picked a property that sold recently and you're going to all the neighbors around that home that recently sold. And hey, Emma, my name is John Dietz. I'm a local real estate professional. I popped by today with some great news. One of your neighbors recently sold their home. Matter of fact, it sold for top dollar. And there are still buyers looking for great homes like yours. Now, just out of curiosity, who do you know that's thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? By the way, if you're thinking, where are these scripts? Send me an email, coachjohndeeds@gmail.com, and ask for an updated copy of my Rainmaker playbook, and I'll send it to you. That's where they're at. And Emma says, I can't think of anybody, right? Cool. Is the conversation over? No. By the way, before I leave, by the way, before I leave, Emma, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That simply means, so when you're door knocking, you have an opportunity to add somebody to your database. Every single person that comes into your open house, by the way, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. Now, listen to this question because of this conversation, because it's super important. First of all, friends and family members, this is a special group that you are inviting them to be a part of. Shannon, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. Would it be okay if I add you to that group? I didn't say list. Nobody wants to be on a list. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? So you've added one new person to your database every single day. Now, the next step is you are going to put that person on an 8x8 touch. Now, all that means is you're going to communicate with them 8 times in 8 weeks. Once a week, you are going to send them a text message. You're going to send snail mail. You're going to send an email. You're going to call them. But once a week, you are communicating with that person that you've added in order to create top of mind. CoachJohnDeets@gmail.com. You're going to communicate with them once a week in order to create top of mind. Now, if you did some research on this, you'd find the Hobbs Herder Company did this, and they took a subdivision where they mailed everybody in the subdivision a postcard for a real estate agent, promoting this real estate as the neighborhood expert. Now, they did that for 8 weeks. 8 weeks later, they did a survey to everybody in the neighborhood, and they asked, if you were to sell your home, who would you hire? And more than 50% in the neighborhood said they would hire the person who was on that postcard. And this person didn't even exist. It was a made-up real estate agent. So 50% of the people in this neighborhood were ready to hire an agent that doesn't even exist. And you have an opportunity to create top of mind, just follow the model. Now, the 8th conversation, your goal is to move them from a new MET to your SOI. Now they're your sphere of influence. Here's the question. Shannon, if you were to buy a home or sell a home, would you possibly work with me? If you knew somebody that was going to buy a home or sell a home, would you possibly refer them to me? Possibly is the key word there. If you ask, if you were to buy a home or sell a home, would you work with me? You're going to hear, I don't know. Or you're going to hear, I've got a friend. But if you ask, would you possibly work with me? You have a much better chance of getting yes. Now, if you hear no, if you hear anything but yes, or there's a little bit of uncertainty in the conversation, I want you to add, I would love to earn the opportunity to be your realtor. Write it down. I would love to earn the opportunity to be your realtor. I mean, think about it, guys. Who's going to say no to that? That's the type of person that you want to be in business with, who understands this is about relationships. This is about earning the opportunity to be in business with me. I'm all in. Yeah, let's go. Even if I have a friend that's a real estate agent, I'm saying yes to that. All right, now they're in your sphere of influence. You're going to use a touch system to communicate with everybody in your sphere of influence. Let's say that you have 100 people. That's where you're starting out. So 100 people are part of your sphere of influence. Definition. Sphere of influence is somebody who knows you, likes you, and knows you're a real estate agent. That's it. Knows you, likes you, and knows you're a real estate agent. You're going to communicate with them 36 times a year. You're going to send them valuable information on the real estate market. You're going to send emails, text messages, videos, newsletters, snail mail, and once every 3 months, you're calling, which means you're making 400 calls in order to communicate with 100 people 4 times a year. Now take 250 and divide it by 400. How many calls is that every day? It's simple. It's easy. Let's say you have 1,000 people in your sphere of influence. So that's 4,000 conversations. Take that and divide it by 250. How many people would you have to talk to every single day in order to talk to your entire sphere of influence 4 times a year? 16. Thank you. Can you do that? The answer is yes. Now, going back to my gallery because I want to find Emma. Where's Emma? There you are. This is something Emma does. Now, I don't everybody here call Emma. Call me if you want more information on this, all right? And it's a care call. It's not a sales call. Follow the FORD acronym, FORD, which stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, Dreams. So if I were to call Nick, I'd start out with, hey, Nick, it's John Dietz. It's been a couple months since we spoke. Hope all is well. How's your family doing? Last time you and I spoke, your son was trying out for the high school baseball team. How's he doing? What position is he playing? Did they start their games yet? You're taking notes, so you're going to be very specific in the conversation. You know what's going on in their family. You're making a care call, not a sales call. Occupation. Are you still working as a CPA at blank, blank, blank accounting firm? If I had a referral for you, are you accepting new clients? What's the best email address to send those referrals to? Recreation. Hey, by the way, I saw on Facebook that you guys went on a cruise. I think you guys went to the Bahamas. Did you have an awesome time? What was your favorite part? Now, you're going to end the conversation with, is there anything I can do for you today? One of my favorite responses to no, because that's what you're going to hear. Their blank response is going to be no, everything is good. Is there anything I can do for you today, Joe? No, everything's good. If there was something, what would it be? Ask that question. You'll be shocked how many times you'll get an answer. And then do it. Provide value for the people that are part of your database. And before I go, just out of curiosity, if you knew if somebody was going to buy a home or sell a home, would you refer them to me? What do you think you're going to hear? You're going to hear yes. And who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a home? And you hear, I can't think of anybody right now. No worries. Thank you for taking a moment to think about that. Now, Deb, here's what I know. There's this thing called a reticular activator. And because we had this conversation, you're going to talk to somebody in the next couple of days that's thinking of buying or selling. I can almost guarantee it. When that happens, would you do me a favor? Would you call me with their contact information? Vince, it's not, would you give them my contact information? You'll have people tell you, oh, I refer you all the time. I give your name and number to all of my friends. Meanwhile, none of those friends have called you. They're not going to call you, right, Olga? So the answer to this is, Mary Ellen, when you know somebody looking to buy or sell a home, would you call me with their contact information? Now, why do you think you're not asking that question? Because you're afraid to. Because you're afraid that you're going to look desperate. You're afraid you're going to be salesy to your friends and family members. Get over it. You're a real estate agent. This is your job. People expect you to do this. You're serious about providing value and service to the community, and you do that by building a real estate business that is built on repeat and referral business. Now, as you're doing this, you're selling more homes, and all of those people go into your past client list. You're going to communicate with your past clients the same way you do with your sphere of influence. And you're going to have a core group that I would call advocates or raving fans. Now, an advocate is somebody who has given you more than one referral. It's somebody who's given you 2 referrals or 3 referrals. You're getting repeat referral business from them consistently. I had a client, his name was Doug Fresh, great guy. And he was a for sale by owner, prospected, got the listing, sold the property, moved to my past client list. He was on a 36 touch, adding value, asking, hey, by the way, if you know of somebody looking to buy or sell a home, would you refer them to me? Turns out that this guy, Doug Fresh, is a director, or was a director of the largest assisted living facility on the west coast of Florida. And I went on to get 10 to 15 sales per year from this one person, advocate, raving fan. If you got just 5 advocates, core advocates are even better. Doug Fresh is a core advocate because he's in a position where he can give lots of referrals. If you got 5 core advocates that were giving you just 5 referrals a year, you're selling 25 homes a year just from 5 people. Now, with your advocates, what you want to do, Richard, is you want to make sure that in addition to those 36 touches, once every quarter, you're meeting with them in person. You're taking them out to lunch. You're going over for coffee. You are doing a pop by and visiting with them. That you are looking for opportunities to show them how grateful you are for them. So if I'm not working and I'm not spending time with my family, I'm on the golf course. People who are closest to me know that. And occasionally, and this is not an invitation for you to do this, so please don't do it. Occasionally, I'll get a personal note in the mailbox and there's a gift certificate for one of the local golf courses. How do you think I feel about that? Really, really good. Now, if I was your core advocate and I got that certificate to play golf at one of the local golf courses, next time I talk to somebody that's thinking of buying or selling a home, who do you think I'm thinking of? Tulio and I talked about that. Tulio is part of Deets and Deets Real Estate Consultants here in the Tampa Bay area. And we were talking about referrals. And Tulio, can you take yourself off mute for a moment? I'm going to put you on the spot. When someone gives you a referral, what do you do for the person who gave you the referral?
Well, one of the most recent ones was a couple dozen cinnamon rolls to their office.
There you go. Since you started doing that, how's that working out for you?
I've gotten 2 more referrals from that office.
That's the drop the mic moment. And just do that. Proud of you, buddy. All right. Talk to me, guys. Julie, talk.
Oh, someone else talking?
Julie, you're next.
John,
Okay, next.
I've had a few referrals last month that we're listing now. And so this year, because I'm sponsoring the city's centennial event, I bought extra flags. So there are flags for 100 years, and I'm giving them as gifts to everyone who's giving me referrals. And then I'm also raffling some off in some of the groups that I'm part of, some of the clubs.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Great idea, guys. Let's see. Julie, you're up. Matthew Kemps, you're on deck. All right, Julie, talk to us.
What I do for my people that refer is I send them a 4-pack of cookies from Crumble Cookies. It gets delivered to their house unexpectedly, and it's right when I get the referral. So if these people don't choose me, it doesn't matter. It's reward the action, not the result.
That's it. Thank you so much for that. You nailed it. Okay, Matthew Kemps, then Bob, and then Michael.
Very similar to your golf certificate. I got enough friends / clients at every private club, golf club in Austin. So I'll basically set up a time. Hey, I know you're a huge golfer. I'd love to set a time. You pick the course, ACC, Spanish Oaks, Barton Creek, whatever it is. You tell me which golf course you want to play at. We'll go play. And then I get that person in front of the other person. Typically, that turns into a business relationship for them to do referrals. And then I say, if there's anyone else that you could think of that may like this opportunity, please feel free to shoot them an invite to me or send me their contact information, and I'll be more than happy to set up golf with them as well.
Love it. Love it. So read 7 Levels of Communication by Michael Mayer. He's a connector. That's exactly the model that Matthew Kemps is following right there. Bob, you're up. Michael, you're up.
I love that too. Matthew, I need to get back on the driving range and so I can get on the court without making a fool of myself like I do on role play day. So I like Julie's cookie idea for the action, and I just started this. This is a Cutco knife with my logo on it. And the sales rep that I have, who's awesome, if anybody wants her name, she said, we're limited as to how much we can give as a gift, but with my logo, it's marketing, and it's something that will always be there. When these came in the other day, I used it and I had so much fun. It's so sharp. Love a sharp knife. So I'm going to try that, and I think it'll go well.
I love Cutco.
And the idea is they're on a VP or raving fan, and as they continue to get referrals, they can build their whole set of Cutco knives with a wood block to store them in.
Well, dude, you need to get a hold of Cutco, and they need to send you a check because that was a great ad you just did for them. So
this is recorded, right?
There you go. Michael, you're up. Hawk, you're on deck, and that's a wrap for today, guys.
Thanks, John. Just wanted to say, I think this conversation is so important because so many times we can easily overlook this as a really important scalable source of business to reach out to the people that we should be reaching out to. We cannot. It's not the shiny object of social media or PPC or which you and I know is a numbers game as well. You can play that game. But your best return is always going to be right from here. And it's not a matter of, one of my friends, Keith Andrews, the first agent at KW EXP commercial, Keith Andrews says, it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
That's it.
Okay. And these people know you, but will they be, top of mind with you? And so it's so important to think there's so many other shiny objects that we'll get pulled away from that'll pull us away from this. So I'm so glad you shared this morning.
I agree 1,000%. I haven't owned a business card in 10 years. If somebody asks me for a business card, I'm out. Can I get yours? And I'll send you information later on. By the way, it's the truth. I'm out because I don't own any business cards. All right, Hawk, you're up.
Good morning. I always, the whole conversation, and Cutco reminded me of this. Giftology, there's a book called Giftology, and it is amazing for learning this and figuring out ways to make people want to give more referrals and want to connect more. And just a really powerful book. I always look for ways that I can add value to people, just create an experience for them. I've given people massages and just like I try to personalize it so I get to try to find out what is important to them and more importantly, what's important to their family.
Yeah.
What can you do to help their family to feel that love too? Because then it's one thing to make you happy, but if I can make your family happy, you'll always love me.
Totally true. Totally true. Well done. Proud of you, young man. Make it a great day, everybody. I'll look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, John.
Go get them.
Great day, everyone.
Thanks, John.